our Tracy Haynes is standing by live in the newsroom.
Well, what are Savannahans doing to assist our sister city, Tracy?
Well, I'll tell you what, Teresa, it seems that there's a new project every minute coming up to help the people in Charleston. The people here in Savannah are really sensitive to the needs of the people in Charleston. Like I said, new projects are always popping up, and we'll talk more about some of those at 6. But right now, there is one particular project that we really want to have a look at. The Gary Lumber Company on Barnard Street here in Savannah is collecting used or unused plywood to take to Charleston. Management at Gary says that people have bought thousands of dollars worth of plywood because they thought they were going to need it here in Savannah to protect their shops and homes, and now they may not need that wood. They said if you have some wood you don't need, you can take it to Gary's Lumber Shop at the corner of Barnard and 44th Streets. And when enough is collected, they'll put it in a large tractor-trailer truck and take it to Charleston. And the Red Cross is also going to donate that wood to the folks who need it most once it does get to Charleston. We've got an address that we'd like you to look at for the people who are interested in taking their plywood to the Gary Lumber Company on Barnard Street and West 44th. We have that, well, I don't see the chyron, but anyway, Gary Lumber Company is at Barnard and West 44th Street, and if you live out near Tybee Island and you have extra plywood, you can take it out to the Municipal Park, which is right behind City Hall on Tybee Island.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tracy.
Okay, sure.
Now, we can all help the hurricane victims. Our Jeff Hertrick is standing by live at I-95 Radio, where the staff is collecting food to send to Charleston.
How's the drive going, Jeff?
It's going very well, Teresa. Excellent. It started this morning here at I-95, where we are out on Oatland Island. Now, if I step over here, you can see that this particular truck already filled with water bottles, food items, canned goods, paper towels, napkins, all sorts of items. They've already filled 6 of these trucks, and the people are still coming in, and they're asking more people to come in. Now, Virgil and John are here with me. Virgil, how did this all get started and why?
Well, it got started this morning with the Breakfast Flakes, John and Mary Ann, and the reason it got started, I guess, was because Hugo could have hit us. It could be us devastated instead of Charleston, and we've been through a little bit with Hurricane David in '79, so we know what they're going through up there, and that's how it started.
And John, what kind of feedback did you get this morning? It was pretty quick, wasn't it?
It was amazing. People were dropping supplies off at 6:30 in the morning. We had only been on the air just a few minutes, and they were already stopping by. So the response has been excellent from the get-go. It really has been.
Okay, congratulations to you guys for getting this started.
Thank you.
I-95 is one of the places to bring it. There's some other locations, and you can bring them here up to 7 o'clock, and they're still asking for donations. Mike and Teresa?
All right, we've got a few other names on the screen, Jeff, for places that they can go, folks who maybe aren't near I-95. We can take a look at that list of places.
Okay, there you go. Hilton Head at Chesapeake Cabinet Company, Highway 278. Hinesville at Military Rental. Also the Goodyear store out by the mall. And another location out in Garden City. There we go, IWIXV Radio. The Goodyear is at the mall. And at Garden City at TCS Express Trucking Company.
All right, some good news there. Folks are getting ready to help the folks in Charleston because it could have been us.
It could have been.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. We'll be checking in a little later. Well, the day after Hurricane Hugo, a day for looking back for some folks forced to leave their homes in our area, like the folks on Tybee Island. People forced to leave behind their homes and almost all of their belongings. Our Doug Lizette takes us to Tybee to show us what the Islanders found when they went back.
The windswept beach shows no signs of the storm that nearly hit Tybee Island, and the winds that did come were not powerful enough to damage the island's homes and businesses.
So far, as all I can see, looks like we made it out pretty well.
Watch it, it's coming down.
As stores got ready to reopen after the storm, the island's residents began to return. Civil defense officials estimate that as many as 95% of everybody who lives on Tybee evacuated, and that figure may well be true. This morning, most of the traffic on the Island Causeway wasn't headed to Savannah and work. These people were returning to their homes on Tybee. And most folks returned to find their homes and belongings pretty much the way they left them.
I don't think we have much damage. In fact, I don't really see any.
The Yalls rode out the storm in Savannah. They're thankful the hurricane passed them by, not angry that they were asked to leave.
If we don't get off these islands one of these days, we're going to have the same situation that Charleston have, and we're going to still be here. So the best thing to do is get yourself up and move on back off when they tell you to.
One woman who did not leave and stayed for the hurricane says she would not do it again.
No, it was scary.
So this would be the last time you think you'll ride it out?
Absolutely.
Tybee, the Chatham County island which stood the most to lose in the storm, had escaped the damage of Hurricane Hugo. Doug Lizette, WTOC News.
More than 500 nursing home residents are back home after spending the night in a downtown shelter. Ron Wallace tells us even though some of the patients were a little disturbed, the operation went smoothly.
The monumental task of moving all these people back home began at 7 a.m. It's a job that took a lot of effort and cooperation.
We've had great cooperation from all the transportation agencies involved in this. It's made it go real smoothly. Our biggest problem is we've got a lot of people in wheelchairs, and that takes time.
More than 600 people spent the night in the Civic Center, including patients, nursing home staff, and Red Cross volunteers. While the evacuation to the shelter went smoothly, some of the patients were still a little disoriented.
Most of them wanted to go home. There were not, maybe one or two were afraid, and the rest of them, we told them, this is a picnic, let's have fun, and they didn't believe us. But most of them, really, I don't think they understood what was going on.
The staff and volunteers say the evacuation of all these patients was a tough and time-consuming job, but well worth the effort, and they learned a lot.
We'll be experts at it next time. We've worked hard enough this time, 30 hours I think it's been, since we first went on alert to watch out.
Within a few hours, all the patients are safely back at home and thankful that Hugo was kind enough to change his course. Ron Wallace, WTOC News.
A different kind of evacuation. Many boat owners who took their boats up the Savannah River to escape the Hugo wrath tried to get home today, but they found the Houlihan Bridge at Fort Wentworth was stuck, leaving all of them stranded on the west side of the bridge. Around 4:30 this afternoon, they found the problem, a blown fuse line, and as soon as they reset it, the bridge opened, and the boaters were on their way back home.
Up next on the News Healthcast, and some new ways to find what's usually a youthful problem.